Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and today we're back with another video. And this will be part 10, which is the finale to the normal version of What If Naruto was a full Uzumaki and he rebuilt the Whirlpool village. So after this, guys, I will be completing the Harem version, and also the next What If I do, it's a choice between what if Naruto was a generational genius but he was neglected, and what if Naruto was actually a demon? Like, you know how the villagers call him a demon, right? Like, this is what if Naruto is actually a demon. So, anyways, with that out of the way, let's get straight to the recap of part 9. So, basically, Naruto's village won the battle against Kabuto's and Kabuto's and Zetsu's reanimated shinobi, and all the 100,000 Zetsus and stuff. And while this was happening, Orochimaru actually occupied Pakura's reanimated body, which he released from the control of Kabuto's reanimation, and this made him immortal, and he didn't really have to take anyone else's bodies from then on. Yeah, so Orochimaru got some gains, and Madara was recruited, and because like they managed to like interrogate Zetsu and Madara, and Madara found out he was being manipulated and all that shit, so they recruited Madara, and Kabuto was executed by the Leaf, as Naruto and the other five Kage, they had like a six Kage summit. Don't forget a six Kage, because Naruto's a Kage now. So when they wanted to decide the fate of Kabuto, Naruto let the Leaf handle Kabuto's execution. So uh, now, like when all the other Kage saw that Naruto took care of the Akatsuki on his own, like Naruto's village, so like, yeah, man, that village is OP. It's gotta go. So they all decided to attack it, except Tsunade, of course. Like, even May decided to attack it because Naruto was actually having Obito in his village. So that is basically the man who created the blood mist, and she didn't like this, so she actually joined. So yeah, now that the recap is done, let's get straight to the part 10. So I'm gonna start with a little flashback, and this is when Naruto's training Conan. So Conan, right? When Naruto was talking to her, he said, "Conan, you use paper release, right?" And Conan was like, "Yes." And Naruto was like, "Don't you think that's a very strange Kekkei Genkai, or a strange jutsu to use?" And Conan was like, "Yes, no one else has it." And you know Naruto said, "Have you ever thought what is paper made of?" And Conan, uh, said, "Of course, it's made of wood." And Naruto was like, "Exactly. So I believe that you might have the ability to unlock wood release." And Conan was pretty ecstatic about this. So then Naruto actually trained her to unlock wood release, and she wasn't Hashirama's level, because this is like basically a week, no, not a week, about like 2 3 months ago. Yeah, so this was like 2 3 months ago, and so she was like about half as good as Hashirama. So she could use like all of Hashirama's would release jutsus that didn't involve the wood sage mode, basically. So, and when all the Kages got back to their villages, and uh, the four Kage other than Tsunade, they're like preparing their shinobi for war and stuff. um Killer Bee and Yugito, who were the Cloud's Jinchuriki, they didn't want to fight Naruto's village, because Naruto's the one who helped them survive against the Akatsuki, right? So why would they want to attack him? So uh, so the Raikage was pretty pissed at them, and he said, "Fine, if you're not going to do anything, I'm going to lock you up here." and this is when Killer Bee and Yugito actually caught him off guard, and they blitzed him, and they literally knocked him out. And he tried to resist, like, because he realized what they were trying to do, but it was too late. Like, they basically used a double lariat on the Raikage, and it didn't really like damage him, but uh, because he activated his lightning armor in the last second, but it was still like too weak to block against the impact. So he got knocked out, and Killer Bee and Yugito left to go to Naruto's village. So yeah, that happened. So basically now the war starts. So basically, Madara and Obito, while doing their recon missions, they actually see the um, entire force of the allied shinobi nations minus the Leaf Village, and also with Danzo and his Anbu marching as one unit. So he goes and reports this back to Naruto, and they both go and report this back to Naruto. And Naruto prepares a team of uh, you know all of his Jonin, and himself, and Madara and Sasuke, of course. Yeah, because Madara was kind of like a different league, and Naruto couldn't really call him just like an elite Jonin because he was far more than that. And Sasuke was also like Shadow Hokage basically. So you know so yeah, so all the Jonin plus Madara, Naruto, and Sasuke were fighting against. Preparing to fight against this army. So basically, when the army reached the borders of Uzushiogakure, uh, Naruto warned everyone. He said, "Try to avoid killing. Try to avoid killing any shinobi. Always try to restrain them as much as possible." And everyone was like, a few people were like, why, like, for example, Madara is kind of cold hearted, and Obito is a little bit like in the dark, like in the dark side basically. And ex Akatsuki members pretty much like, all of them were like, why do you want to do that? We can just kill them and get the war over with. And Naruto said that his goal was peace, and he didn't really um, want to be a hypocrite by proving himself wrong, and killing the shinobi who were just doing as they were ordered by their Kage. So and you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, if a shinobi is ordered to do something by their Kage, they gotta do it. Like, doesn't matter whether they're good or whether they're bad. Like, they gotta do it. So, anyways, and remember, Gara is actually in Naruto's village, and Baki is the Kazekage. So, if you're confused about why the sand is attacking, that's why. And yeah, so like, in a few days the fight actually, like, begins, and Naruto, Madara, and Conan, all of them use wood style deep forest emergence and create like a huge forest. Like, it's like the allied shinobi forces are like literally the size of one of the smaller nations. Okay, so they literally make it like 4 to 5 times the size of the platoon of allied shinobi forces. So and Naruto goes into sage mode to do this because you know he doesn't want to use too much of his base chakra. Like, even though he could do it with just his base chakra, he doesn't want to use too much of that. So he just does it with sage mode. So, and also this enhances the trees with natural energy. So it's kind of better. So he does that, and the branches of all the trees, they literally restrain all of the shinobi who are about to fight. And like, Naruto, he infused chakra into his voice, and like, yeah, Naruto could do that. So he basically announced saying, uh, like announced to the shinobi who were trapped, and he was like, "It's no use trying to get out of the bindings. That wood suppresses your chakra. The more you try, the more tired out you will get." And they just like stop resisting and just stay there. And only a few people like manage to escape this wood binding. So only like a few elite jonin from each village and the kages manage to escape. And Nagato, he uses like a weaker version of planetary devastation, and he makes like enough orbs to like capture all of the jonin in an individual sphere. So basically, the reason why he does this is because he wants to like not apply too much pressure on the jonin, and um trap them without like hurting them. So I'm just gonna say Nagato can do that. So yeah, he does that. And finally the Kage come, and um I'm just going to say that there are few elite Jonin remaining for to engage all of the other like other shinobi who are fighting alongside Naruto. And Naruto fights against the three Kage, and while fighting he tells them, "Don't you see how much I desire peace? I haven't killed even one of your shinobi, and you are coming with the intent to destroy my village. And yes, I can feel your intent. It's the power of the nine tails. It allows me to sense malicious intent coming from people." And they're all kind of surprised, but you know they look around, and they see that Naruto's right, but then they think that they've already started this, so they might as well get on with it. So the Raikage powers up into level 2 of his lightning cloak, and you know uh May uses her lava and her boil release. And I don't know what the hell Baki does. What the fuck, man? Um, let's just say that Baki has magnet release, but he's not as good as Gaara's, of course. But Baki, uses his magnet release, and manipulates. Let's see, what does he manipulate? Okay, fine. Let's just say he manipulates sand, like just like Gaara, but like much weaker, basically. So like Naruto easily like flicks Baki aside pretty much, uh, like with one of his jutsus. Like he just uses like a wind style gale palm jutsu to like push Baki away, and Baki just kind of uh falls down and doesn't really do anything anymore. So then there's still the Raikage, Mei, and who's the other one? Uh, Onoki, yeah. The Raikage, Mei, and Onoki are left, and Onoki tries to use his particle release ninjutsu, uh, but while he's trying to do this, Sasuke jumps in and he absorbs the entire jutsu. And Naruto's was like, I could have dodged that, but thank you, Sasuke. If I dodged it, that would have destroyed the village. And Sasuke was like, yeah, I got you, bro. And he doesn't say in those exact words. He's like, no problem, Naruto. And then he continues like fighting, and then Naruto pretty much destroys Onoki. He pretty much uses his same jutsu, his own jutsu on him, and he's like earth release, super weighted boulder jutsu on Onoki, and Onoki is like, "How dare you use my own jutsu on me?" And then yeah, Naruto's like, "Too bad, you got caught in your own jutsu." And you know he starts fighting Mei and the Raikage, and when Mei tries to use lava on him, and Naruto's like, "Oh, so you think you're the only one here who can manipulate lava?" And Naruto just like pretty much lava bends it away from himself, Like this is a reference to Avatar: The Last Airbender, but that's his like mastery over lava release, because he has that power from Son Goku, right? He has the power of all the tail beasts, so he has mastery over all of their Kekkei Genkai. So he can use them without making hand seals. So he basically just lava bends it out of the way. And one more unfortunate thing for me is that Koku has boiled release, the five tails. So her second Kekkei Genkai doesn't really work either, and Naruto just uses a wood binding to bind her, and then he also like closes her mouth so that she can't spew out any more lava or you know um, um gas. And then after that he goes for the Raikage. So the Raikage, he has his like second level lightning cloak, and then he tries to blitz Naruto, but then Naruto's way too fast for him even in base form. And sorry, he's in Sage mode. And so yeah, so he's way too fast for Raikage to even try to keep up. So basically Naruto just uses uh a wind style particle distortion jutsu, and this basically makes the entire like surroundings of Naruto blur. And this is basically because the air particles were vibrating so fast that the Raikage's lightning cloak got disrupted, and Naruto also bound him up with wood release. And like just for good measure, he used inorganic reanimation to bind Baki's limbs, and like with the rock. And all the Kage are like pretty much bodied by Naruto, and Naruto's like, I will let you live, but only if you agree to let peace exist between the five nations and all the other smaller nations around uh, that surround them. And the five Kage agree to this, and they thank Naruto for forgiving their foolish attempt to attack him. And but then before that, Danzo comes up with his Anbu, and he tries to sneak into Naruto's village. But then he's intercepted by the Uchiha clan. Like Naruto's village is Uchiha clan, and yeah, I'm just going to say that after Naruto took Danzo's Sharingan arm away, Danzo actually had another one stored in case he had to use up all of the eyes on the first one. So Danzo has that, but he doesn't have Shisui's eye, because Shisui's eye is with Itachi. So Itachi, Sasuke, the Uchiha twins, Umi and Kei, and Raiju all attack Danzo and his Anbu, his root Anbu. So Umi, Kei, and Raiju, they decide to take on the Anbu, and Sasuke and Itachi decide to take Danzo. So Danzo, he has no chance. So then he tries to charge at them, but then Itachi just uses Amaterasu, and Danzo's like shit, and he just uses his Izanagi eye, and then he reappears elsewhere, and this time Sasuke hits him with a shard of his everlasting ice, and this kind of starts freezing him until he uses his Izanagi again, and he basically just takes these attacks over and over until all of his eyes are gone. And then after that, Sasuke loads an arrow in his Susanoo's bow, because he wants to make the final shot big. Like he wants to make a spectacle out of killing Danzo pretty much. So Itachi is a bit more reserved, and he is like, fine, Sasuke, you do you. Because Itachi is a little bit like more cool headed than Sasuke. So he was like, Already want to make it flashy, do you? So Sasuke, does this, and Danzo explodes, and then like Danzo pretty much got deleted from the world. Yeah, so they Itachi and Sasuke pretty much fucked up Danzo, and uh, so Umi, Kei, and Raiju Uchiha, they fight off the Anbu. They easily kill them. So then, like Umi and Kei use their Mangekyo Sharingan abilities where they, steal jutsu and from one eye, like one person steals the jutsus and the other person squirts it out of their own eyes, and then this they're pretty overpowered pretty much. They probably can, they can probably beat Itachi if Raiju helped them or something. And I think they would beat Itachi if with Raiju's help. So, anyways, I'm sorry if I upset any Itachi fans. This is a fiction of a fiction, so humor me. So, anyways, yeah. So Danzo and his Anbu pretty much got deleted. They got yeeted from the world, and all that was left of them was their bloodstains on the ground, and Sasuke and the rest of the Uchihas were put at peace. Madara didn't really care about Danzo because Danzo was like uh, in a different time basically. So he's like, fine, I'll let them take care of it, because like it was basically they deserved the revenge on Danzo, and Obito, like, he also was the one who basically like helped Itachi killed the Uchiha clan out of spite, so he didn't really feel like messing with the revenge either. So yeah, so they both stayed out of it, and so basically so Naruto formed a pact with all of the Kages that you know there'd be an alliance between all the Shinobi nations, like not just the Great Five, now the Great Six nations. Um, Also like the grass, the rain, the snow, all of those like smaller Shinobi villages. So then, yeah, that's kind of it for the war for the Shippuden era. So the war ends and the villages move into an era of peace. And we fast forward. We time skip to like let's say 2 years. No, 1 year. So we time skip 1 year, and Karin is pregnant with Naruto's child by now, and Sasuke married Sakura, and Nagato married Conan, and Itachi marries the Uchiha twins. Yes, Itachi actually married Umi and Kei Uchiha, and yeah, Itachi got himself a little, um, can you really call it a harem when there are only two girls? I don't know, but then Itachi got two girls to become his wives. So and this kind of makes sense because Umi and Kei are actually 3 years older than Naruto, and Itachi is 5 years older than Naruto, so they only have like 2 years difference. So it's okay for them to do the thing. Uh, so the 18 plus shit. So and all the crap with Naruto the Last doesn't really happen because the Ten Tails was never revived. So if you remember the Naruto the Last movie, Toneri actually got angry with the Shinobi of Earth because the Ten Tails was never actually revived because they didn't even manage to get a portion of the chakra of a single tail beast. So yeah, so like Toneri is happy, and he stays on the moon and stuff, doing his thing basically, and Boruto is born as per the same timeline as Naruto doesn't really want to get all three wives pregnant at once because he always needs some sugar walls to ram at all times. You know what I mean? So and that's kind of just my excuse. But anyways, Boruto's born as per the same schedule for his birth, and Toneri still gives him the Jogan because he senses impending threat, and he realizes that the strongest chakra presence on Earth is Naruto, and the Byakugan princess is Hinata. So, together, when they have the baby, Toneri's chakra invokes the Jogan in Boruto as just same as usual. But Boruto has a lot more chakra and is a lot more useful, and he is useful in the original. But then, people keep telling him he has such low levels of chakra. I don't even understand why. Like, he's literally the son of someone who received the Sage of Six Paths chakra and someone who received Hamura's chakra. Like, I mean, what the fuck, man? Like, and plus, like, his dad's an Uzumaki and his mom is a Hyuga. How does he have such a bad pool of chakra? And anyways, never mind that. Anyways, Boruto is much more powerful in this timeline, and uh, and this time Sasuke, Madara, and Nagato all go to scout for Otsutsuki remains and stuff. Like how they do in the original, like, and how Sasuke does in the original. Like, he was like, "Oh, yeah, Kaguya's no Otsutsuki. We don't know when new threats like these can emerge. So I'm gonna use my Rinnegan to keep an eye out." So Sasuke, kind of has that same idea this time as well, and but then Madara and Nagato also have the Rinnegan, and they have pretty nice Rinnegan at that. So they all like learn to use the teleportation jutsu, and they all go to scout for the Otsutsuki members. And the reason why they know about the Otsutsuki clan is because of Hagoromo telling them about his mother Kaguya. So they're like, even Kaguya had to come from somewhere. So what if there are more people like that? So to keep threats like that at bay, they Sasuke, Madara, and Nagato did were doing this job. So um, now that so that they could protect the world from the shadows and all that shit. So anyways, now that Sasuke doesn't take care of this stuff alone and full time anymore, um he is in the village way more often than he is in original, and he stays with Sakura and his daughter Sarada for 8 months of the year, as the three of them, as Sasuke, Madara, and Nagato all work in 4 month shifts. So in a year, 4 months will be taken by Sasuke. 4 months would be taken by Madara, and 4 months by Nagato. Um, so that, like, it's kind of fair, and uh, one of them isn't overworked, and they get to spend time in the village that they love now. And even Madara loves this village now. Like, he cares about it, and the few and he wants the village to have a future pretty much. So anyways, like, since Sasuke's home a lot more often, Sarada doesn't have her daddy issues anymore, and Sakura still gets her beloved Uchiha genes. You know what I mean? Like, they actually have a second child who's a boy that Sasuke named Fugaku um, after his late father. So um, like, he wanted to preserve the memory of his father because of that time when his mother told him that his father used to always go on and on about him. And I just, like, to be honest, I actually think that she was just saying that to make Sasuke happy. But I'm just gonna take her word for it. So in memory of his father, he named his son Fugaku. And by the way, Boruto also doesn't have his daddy issues anymore because unlike in the original, Naruto actually has enough energy to make a clone to sit in his office and do his paperwork and spend some time with his family. And what the fuck, man? Like, did you see War Arc level Naruto versus Boruto level Naruto? Like, he's just always asleep, man. Like, what happened to that guy who would fight for like days and days, and then he gets tired, like, he gets so sleepy doing like nothing. What the hell, like. Anyways, this time Naruto is smart enough to just use his shadow clone and to do the village administrative work and all that shit, and he spends time with his family. He has fun. So Boruto, he also trains Boruto a little bit, so Boruto is a lot stronger, and Itachi, right? Now we're coming to Itachi. Itachi had two children, one with Umi and one with Kei. And with Umi it was a boy, and with Kei it was a girl. So, so and these two were named after the people that Itachi cared about the most. After Sasuke, of course, like Itachi loved Sasuke like there's no tomorrow. Like, but then these are the people other than Sasuke, and the boy is named Shisui Uchiha, and the girl is named Izumi Uchiha after his big brother figure and his lover. So in memory of those two, he named his children Shisui and Izumi. So Nagato also had a child with Konan, who they chose to name Yahiko after their deceased friend. So, um, like Yahiko also, like he had the a similar look as as the original Yahiko, and Nagato and Conan were like affectionately looking at him because he looked so like similar to Yahiko for some reason. um and Yahiko's not secretly alive and banging Conan. It's not that, guys, but then just like Nagato's genes interacting with Conan's, like, it just made a similar looking child. Okay, so, anyways, of course, Naruto still has Himawari, like, 2 years after Boruto, I believe it is, 2 to 3 years, I guess. So he has Himawari, and of course, Orochimaru still has Mitsuki. So, yeah, so then in this timeline, there are actually two relevant teams, not just Team 7 with Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki, but also Team 8 with Shisui, Izumi, and Yahiko. So, yeah, guys, this is, um, pretty OP. Like, if you remember watching the Boruto series, like there's literally nothing that the other teams would do. Only Team 7 was the one who did everything. Like in Naruto, at least they gave a bit of limelight to Team 10 and yeah, especially Team 10, and Team 8 was a little bit, and I loved like how they paid a lot of attention to Guy's team basically. I think this was Team 9, I don't know, but like Neji, Lee, and Tenten, and Tenten is useless, like she didn't really do anything, but like Neji, Lee, and Guy, pretty much, like how they built on those characters and all that stuff was like really good. But in Boruto we're not really getting anything like that yet. So anyways, it'll be these two like pretty OP teams getting the limelight. Yeah. So in this, what if all the Jonin in Naruto's village are actually capable of fighting the Otsutsuki members? Because remember, the standards for Jonin in Naruto's village is they have to be able to like take on like more than 2 to 3 Kage at once. So yeah, so like these high standards cause like the Jonin to become really strong in Naruto's village, and actually be able to take on the Otsutsuki. So they'll have a much better time against the Otsutsuki. And you know uh, you remember how like Jigen fucked up Naruto and Sasuke. Nah, that doesn't happen. Jigen getting like bitch slapped around, man. Like um yeah, so like all the future Otsutsuki members who show up, they pretty much get destroyed, and Naruto like continues to live on like happily like with his wives and uh, his new friends and his village, and he lives like a pretty long life, and yeah, that's it, guys. Of course, like when he dies, he like becomes chakra, like the sage of six paths, but I won't really be getting into all of that because like I don't really have the imagination to think of something that comes after Boruto. Anyways, um, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was a bit short, but I was actually doing this video unscripted because I was way too lazy to write a script, so I kind of you know just went for it because I figured it would be pretty easy to cover. Um, like if you enjoyed the content, give me a like and subscribe to my channel, and comment down your thoughts about this video, and your preference for what if I want what if you want me to do next. um if you don't remember, just like uh, the options are what if Naruto was a generational genius but he was neglected, and the second option is what if Naruto is actually a demon. So yeah, those are the options, guys. Comment down your preference, and thanks for watching, guys.